Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. I'm Carey. Today I'm going to answer the question of whether or not you are intimidating to men. Have you been told you're intimidating? Do you have the impression that that's the problem, that men find you intimidating? If so, hope you stick around and see what I have to say about that. So very often during a welcome meeting with a new client, they will tell me that part of the problem they're having dating on their own is that men find them intimidating. They are likely successful women if they are outsourcing their dating life to me. If they found their way to my doorstep, then very often these women have something that is keeping them busy and they can afford to hire me to find matches for them. I usually stop them in their tracks when they tell me they're intimidating. Mostly for this reason. I've never met a man who has told me, I found her really intimidating. And when I've gone to my friends, male and family members and other clients that are male, I've asked them, do you ever feel intimidated by a woman? And none of them could think of a time that they had felt a woman was intimidating. And I think here is where the disconnect lies. I think women very often will tell themselves that men are intimidated by them, and it's their perception and their reality, when in fact the truth of the matter is the man just wasn't interested, and here's why. Because a lot of women who have success in an area of their life, say their career, will spend an awful lot of time talking about that area of their life. They lead with it because that's where they're most involved. That's where their time is spent. So it's something that they're going to talk about on a first date, and sometimes they talk about it a little too much. So if you're leading with your successes and you are talking about your job, for instance, more so than you are letting this person get to know you as a well-rounded woman, that could be something that is construed as not really interesting. And I think mostly why that happens is if somebody is monopolizing the conversation to talk quite a bit about one area of their life, they're probably not doing a great job engaging the other person. And when you engage the other person and they feel involved in the conversation, they feel like you are truly making an effort to learn who they are and get to know them, that is when the other person is going to walk away thinking this was a great date. You know, I tell my clients that no one has ever spent a date talking about themselves for an hour and a half and walked away and said, yeah, that was crappy, I had a bad time. People love to talk about themselves. So giving the person the ability to share with you who they are, what they think about things, and giving them the opportunity to shine as a human being and be in that spotlight with somebody who's interested, that is the best way that you can pull somebody out and definitely not have them walk away where you could think you were intimidating to them. That is the opposite of intimidating. That's interested. That is engaged. That is kind. I think there is one other reason for this intimidation theory that women may have about themselves, and that is sometimes a man won't be interested because if you've spent all this time talking yourself up and amplifying your successes and the busy, great life that you have, sometimes a man can't figure out why you need him. He doesn't see a way that he's going to fit into this very busy, successful life that you've created for yourself. So it's not that he's intimidated. He just may not want to see you because he doesn't think there's space for him. And then as a little bonus here, the other thing that I'm thinking is that one of the key ways to make somebody feel like you're truly interested in getting to know them is to make sure that you're asking follow-up questions. So typically, if I were to say to you, oh, where did you travel recently? And you said, I was recently in Paris. And I would say, oh my gosh, really? I was in Paris recently. I went with my daughter. We stayed at the blah, blah, blah. We went to see this, that, and the other. It was great. We had a great... And I made a big mistake there, didn't I? I did nothing to make a connection. Although I felt that I was going to, look, we're alike. We both had the same experience. We were in the same place. What would have worked much better would be had I asked him instead, flip it around, put the spotlight on him, be interested. I should have asked him, oh really, where did you stay? What made you choose to go to Paris? When you're in Paris, how do you like to travel around the city? Do you see it like a tourist, or do you try to see how the people who live there live? Do you stay in a great hotel, or do you stay in an Airbnb? And these types of answers are going to actually show you much more about who this person is, whether they be a person you'd want to travel with if they were your partner. So you lose an opportunity to truly get to know the other person in a deeper way with a lot more information when you don't take the opportunity to ask follow-up questions. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope you will subscribe, because there's plenty more where that came from. This is a channel here for women over 50, and because I'm a dating coach and a matchmaker, I like to share some dating tips with you in case you can use them. So hit that ring bell button, and then you will be notified every time I upload a new video, which would be great because we can hang out again. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much, and have a good one.